1985 to escape persecution from the New Order government of President Suharto. In the late 80s, Sungkar went to Saudi Arabia, where he was exposed to the radical strain of religious teachings. That coincided with the Soviet-led war in Afghanistan, which saw other key JI figures like Hambali joining the fight alongside the Mujahideen. Afghanistan provided the platform for Hambali and other members of JI to establish a network of contacts with other radicals from around the world.
Mereka orang-orang yang terlibat, terutama senior mereka, itu dihidupkan dengan sebuah tradisi dua saja. Karena mereka terlibat dalam konflik, ya, misalnya yang di Afghanistan itu, Afghanistan di Moro, kemudian di konflik di Poso atau di Ambon, dua pilihannya, membunuh atau dibunuh. Jadi mereka itu belajar dari pengalaman membentuk pikiran, gitu loh.
The JI alumni also began to form a global network with other radical organizations to raise money to fund their activities. This diversion of funds to terrorist cells would haunt Southeast Asia in later years. When Jemaah Islamiyah was formed in Malaysia following the Afghan War, Southeast Asia was going through a period of strong economic growth. Asia was basking in the glory of an economic miracle. The Asian financial crisis of 1997 changed that. From Thailand, the crisis spread across the region, causing profound hardship for people in the region. Indonesia suffered its first casualty when the Suharto government collapsed alongside the rupiah. The chaotic situation in the country presented the overseas radicals the opportunity to return to Indonesia and shift their center of operations from Malaysia. In 1999, Abdullah Sungkar returned to Indonesia, but died 3 days on arrival in Bogor. The leadership of Jemaah Islamiyah was passed to Abu Bakar Bashir. Indonesia's fragile democracy was used by Abu Bakar Bashir to further his radical cause. In 2000, he formed Majlis Mujahideen Indonesia MMI, an umbrella body for Indonesia's radical groups. After consolidating its position in Indonesia and the region, Jemaah Islamiyah began launching a series of attacks in order to achieve their vision of creating an Islamic Caliphate in Southeast Asia, as documented in their handbook called Bukji.
Sangat penting karena itu semacam tadi buku manual tadi, kita lebih terarahkan dalam sebuah organisasi, ada istilahnya ada rumusan 4T itu. Terencana, terarah, terukur, terkendali. Nah itu dalam Bukji sudah ada itu, jaminan itu sudah ada.
Indonesia was torn by religious and communal strife after clashes broke out in Poso and Maluku. That gave Jemaah Islamiyah the opportunity to further their cause of jihad. Leader of JI, Abu Bakar Bashir, and head of Majlis Mujahideen Indonesia MMI, established strategic partnerships with other radical groups. This facilitated the movement of radicals to fight in Poso and Maluku. Farihin, a former JI member himself, was part of this movement.
Saya tahun 2000 ketika jadi relawan untuk ke Poso, waktu itu saya nyerang 2 desa Kristian di Kabupaten Poso, namanya desa itu Sete dan Silanca. Desa Sete dan Silanca. Saya serang, saya ketangkap, vonis 1 tahun.
Farihin wasn't alone. In fact, both his younger brothers were also under the influence of radical ideas. One of them is now serving a 20-year jail term for his involvement in the Philippines embassy bombings in Jakarta, while the other brother served his jail terms for the atrium bombings. 12 days before Bali's first attack, Farihin himself was arrested for the second time.
Yang kedua, saya ada operasi intelijen, waktu itu saya dijebak, suruh membawa peluru 3.000 butir. Ternyata sampai di tempat saya dihadang polisi karena sudah bocor, informasi itu ada. Dan saya akhirnya divonis 2 tahun 6 bulan.
The early period of the 21st century was one of the dark years for Indonesia. But October 2002 saw a series of bomb attacks on Bali, killing 202 people. Terror began affecting the image of Islam in Indonesia. The country was increasingly seen as a terrorist haven.
Indonesia dianggap sarang teror, padahal umat Islam Indonesia menjadi korban dari teror. Kami menjadi victim sebagai bangsa, sebagai umat beragama jadi victim. Gara-gara terorisme itu, ekonomi, pariwisata, pendidikan, semuanya kemudian gara-gara teror. Jadi kami ini menjadi victim.
Only after the second Bali bombing, terrorist attacks seemed to have ebbed. But the peace did not last long. A few days after the 2009 presidential election, which gave victory to Dr. Yudhoyono, and after 4 years of relative peace, Indonesia was rocked by another wave of terrorist attacks. Marriott Hotel in Jakarta and the nearby Ritz-Carlton Hotel next door were the targets. Terrorism had returned, sending shivers through Indonesia and the region.
Jualan mereka